Lorraine ran her fingers gently over the smooth wood of the new cot. It wouldn't be long now. A few more weeks and she would be holding the little life growing inside her. She couldn't wait. Meanwhile, accountant Graham Fairweather, her husband, was in his study and doing an inventory of the contents to his safe. There'd been a spate of burglaries in the area over the past 6 months, and he had been advised by the local police to be vigilant. The Fairweathers, both in their early 30s, lived in a stunning Georgian-style house on the Bishop's Avenue, Hampstead Heath, better known as Billionaires Row to some. The imposing wrought iron fence and massive metal gates offered a sense of security. However, the rear boundary wall was only 6 feet high, which had recently become a concern. With their baby on the way, Graham was determined to have it properly secured. "Lorraine, darling," called out Graham, as he left the study. "Madeline is finished for the day. Do you need her over the weekend?" Lorraine sighed and rubbed slow circles over her belly. They didn't need extra help. However, with Graham's inheritance and his professional work, they were wealthy enough to employ a nanny, as well as Madeline, the housekeeper, and Jim, the gardener. From the window, she spotted Jim pruning the roses. He held a blossom to his nose, inhaling it as if it contained something magical, something only he could sense. She was pleased she had taken him on, but then again, it was part of her charity work to find employment for ex-addicts. "Lorraine?" Graham's voice came again, this time louder. She blinked away her thoughts. "Yes, love. That would be wonderful. And please tell Madeline there's a bit extra in the pay packet as a thank you for all her hard work." "Never mind, darling. I'll come down and tell her myself." Lorraine descended the grand winding staircase at a steady pace, with one hand on the polished banister and the other resting protectively on her belly. She smiled warmly at Madeline Tate, waving for her to wait. "Maddie, thank you for everything this week. You've been such a help," she said, embracing the middle-aged woman and pressing a soft kiss to her cheek. Madeline smiled. "Oh, Lorraine, it was nothing. You will need to rest more now and reserve energy for the little one when it arrives. Anyway, if you don't need me, I'll see you bright and early on Monday morning." As Madeline stepped out of the grand entrance, Jim appeared. He wandered inside and wiped the dirt from his boots before stepping onto the wooden floor. "Miss," he called, just as Lorraine was heading to the study to fetch his wages. She turned and found him standing there with a handful of red roses from her garden. They were wrapped in a cloth to protect her from the thorns. "I picked them for you. They wouldn't have lasted another couple of days. We've got a wind coming our way." "Oh, Jim, they're beautiful. Thank you," she said softly, inhaling the sweet fragrance. Graham stepped forward to relieve the gardener of the flowers. "Cheers, Jim. I'll put them in some water and fetch your wages," he said, fussing as always. "Do you mind if I pick a couple for me, missus?" Lorraine waved a hand. "Of course not. Go right ahead." Jim hesitated. "Miss, can I show me her around, so she can see what I do and what I've done?" Lorraine beamed. She knew how much pride Jim took in his work. "Of course, Jim." As she gazed out towards and beyond the front gates, she spotted Jim's wife, Mia, hanging around again. Handing Jim his wages, Graham then pressed the security button to open the main gate to let Madeline out and allow Mia to come in. Wishing them a pleasant weekend, Lorraine watched them for a moment before heading across to the kitchen where Graham was filling the vase with water. The moment she entered the room, she stopped, dead.